Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting.
Hey guys, today I'm playing Eternal Darkness. That quote is from The Raven, if you guys don't know your poetry, which, you probably don't, but maybe you do. As you can see, this is a Nintendo game, a classic Nintendo survival horror. Everyone's beloved genre for Nintendo.
You will come to understand fear as I have.
Made by Silicon Knights. That was the actual developers, I believe. They also made Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes. Much maligned port of Metal Gear Solid 2. Or no, Metal Gear Solid 1. I'm getting confusing myself. I don't know if I should talk over this intro scene. There you go. As you can see, all pretty standard Nintendo tropes, zombies, blood, gore, and such. It's definitely why Nintendo has kept up with this franchise since it came out in 2002, as you can see at the bottom there. It's too bad that Nintendo, in reality, pretends that this game doesn't exist. I'm quite a big fan of this game. I have a lot to say about it. Got some preamble to say first. I decided to play this game because I was going to play it anyway, at some point in the future. But I saw, a certain ghost was playing it, and I thought, wow, the Eternal Darkness stock is riding high. I better get in on that. It's just like the stock market. You buy at the peak, and it's only down from here. That's how it goes. So let's get started. Now I'm playing this on a real Gamecube. This game is actually cubed. There's a real emulator there. As you can... why did I say emulator? Meant memory card. There's a real memory card there. I'm not playing on an emulator. I'm not just saying that to avoid any problems. There's actually a Gamecube next to me. I actually have like 7 or 8 Gamecubes. 8 Gamecubes. So... I should say 8 working Gamecubes. I have more Gamecubes that don't work. I'm a big fan of the GameCube, if you couldn't tell. I'm a big fan of this game. This Xelototh file, I'm going to say yes, although it is not mine.
Flesh, bone, bound together with the oddest magical incantation.
I'm also going to try to avoid speaking over the narration.
This wretched book is where it all began so long ago. Before time, before humanity. I am Dr. Edward Roivas. I am a clinical psychologist. I am also dead. This is not my story, nor even the story of the Roivas family. It is the story of humanity. Like it or not, believe it or not, as you will. Your perceptions will not change reality, but simply color it. Humanity has been on the edge of extinction for 2 millennia. Ignorant of so much, and dependent on so few. The Guardians grow restless. Their time once again near. Whether by fate or misfortune, my family has crossed their path, and they didn't take kindly to it. Their attention turns to my granddaughter, for she is the last of my line, and the last hope for humanity.
So as I said, I have played this game before, and while that file on this memory card is not mine, I've played every one of them. So this is not my first rodeo. I know how to, not, die to these guys. I'm well aware. I'm also aware that you can reload during this sequence. Even dream zombies can't deal with me.
Remember me, Alex?
Yes. Fun fact, 333 happens to be my favorite number.
Hello?
Miss Alexandra Roivas?
Yeah, who's this?
This is Inspector LaGrasse of the Rhode Island Police. I'm sorry to disturb you, but there's been an accident with your grandfather.
I'll be on the next flight out.
Ah, Miss Roivas. I'm pleased to meet you. I trust you had a pleasant trip?
Yes, I suppose so, considering.
Yes, my condolences. This is most unpleasant. It's a shame we couldn't meet under brighter circumstances.
Yes,
So was he hitting on her
Can
there?
we get this over with, please?
Of course, this way. But I must warn you, it's not a pleasant sight. I'm afraid there's not much to see.
There really is quite a lot to see there. That is true.
Miss Roivas, is that your grandfather, Edward?
Yes, it's him. He's wearing our family ring.
I sure do love coffee.
I don't understand. Why are you showing me this? Can't you check dental records or something? What is wrong with you?
I'm sorry. It's my job, lady. You're the only living relative, and no, we can't check dental records. There's no head. None of this makes sense. There's no sign of intrusion, and there was certainly a lot of force used here. I have never seen anything like this in my 20 years on the force. We have no evidence except for the body, and what's left doesn't say much. We don't have a single clue.
Well, you better find out who did this. I'm not leaving Rhode Island until you do. There must be some clue in this old mansion revealing what happened. I want answers.
So do I. I wish I had some.
Shocked by her grandfather's mysterious death and frustrated at the incompetence of the local police, Alex vows to uncover the truth. She decides to search the mansion, the place where Edward conducted his research. If there was a tie to his past and a possibility... Oh my god. If there was a tie to his past and possibly a tie to his murderer, it would be here. So I have one question real fast. 2 weeks later, so was she staying here during those 2 weeks or like at a hotel or something? I don't know. I'm going to be doing a lot of reading, as I quite like the descriptions of things in this game. It's a shame that I can't read. A beautiful carriage clock. The hand appears to be stuck, yet the clock continues to tick, with the time permanently set to 3:33. There is a key in the back of the clock, presumably for winding it. Should Alex look at the key? Yes, she should look at it. Alex picks up the desk clock and pulls the key from it. However, there is something odd about the key. It isn't for winding it at all. It looks like a dresser key. Oh, whoops. Let's look at this. Portraits of the ancestral Roivus line the foyer walls. Their faces reveal a dark, brooding edge. There's something about each one that gives the viewer an unsettling feeling. I don't know, I think that guy looks cool. He looks like a vampire, or possibly a vampire hunter. Both of which, you know, either one would be prestigious in your line, your ancestral line. The door is locked, so let's check our inventory. I don't need the tutorial on how to play. There's a second floor key, let's check it. This is the key to the second floor of the Roivus mansion. It looks very old and worn. I'll be doing a lot of checking also inside of the inventory because, as I said, I like the descriptions sometimes. The key comes apart in the lock. The key to the second floor is broken. Perhaps there is a way of repairing it. Perhaps there is. Maybe we'll find that out later. I recall when I was first playing this game, you know, when it was new, way back in the day. I'm wandering around even though I know perfectly where to go. Just, you know, wasting time. Back in the day, I used to find this game kind of scary. And that is one area where this game has not held up. Like, I think this game has held up in, like, multiple ways, but being scary is not one of them. Not that I think modern horror games are particularly scary. I think, actually, horror is kind of dead as a genre. This looming grandfather clock seems to stand ominously in the corner, gazing on this empty room with an almost patriarchal air. Does it now? It's not that big. I had to set it to 333. You see, it's because 333 times 2 equals 666. Personally, I like 333 because it's 3 threes. I find that oddly satisfying. So, sort of like my second favorite number is 13 because it's 1 3. An ancient Roman weapon, a gladius, is on display above the fireplace mantle, another token of eclectic junk. I know a lot of people would like a gladius, you know, as a collector's item. That's one thing, or one thing that, yeah, that kind of got me into this kind of stuff was that there's a lot of historical weapons in this game, and they all have unique descriptions. This is a gladius, the standard weapon of the Roman army, a short, double-edged sword with a sharp triangular point. The gladius was designed primarily for hacking and chopping at the enemy, but could be used to pierce armor as well. Isn't that interesting? You know, as a man, all men love thinking about the Roman Empire. It's something we do every minute of every day, at least once a day, maybe not every minute. A large leather-bound antique book rests upon the cluttered desk. Should Alex read the book? Yes.
I had no knowledge of what was to come, nor did I care. How the knowledge changed me, it will also change you. As you read this, you will come to learn fear as I have. You too will come to understand, or you will perish. To think that once I could not see beyond the veil of our reality, to see those who dwell behind. My life now has purpose, for I have learned the frailty of flesh and bone. I was once a fool. Where is quies candamest? Where is conservandine? Facusatis aquae sumat, et animus eorum conferma. Pupna huis, dia sit modo prima multarum, si inceptum conficiamus.
Quam primum, Centurio Augustus.
Volo res
I would like to
militaris.
compliment you once more on your battle tactics. Our enemies did not have a chance. Do you believe that it really exists, Centurion?
I do not doubt our Emperor's beliefs, or his orders. But if we are to retrieve the artifact, then we must be strong and patient.
I think it's really cool that it starts off with them speaking Latin, and the pronunciations are properly classical. You know, they said Centurion with a hard C. The weapons and armor are also, at least generally, accurate. So, you know, there was like some historical thought put into this. One of the many reasons I like this game. That was a short sequence. He's dead now. I'm lying, he's not dead, he's right there. As you can see, with your eyes. Oh, let's examine. The dais on the floor is finely crafted, inlaid with gold and gems that Pius can't identify. A strong linear design is situated in the middle, and is equally unknown to the Roman soldier. Awesome. Very cool. So normally you walk, you press your left trigger, you can run. Every character has like I guess you can say like a hidden stat. I should explain this first before I have to explain it later when it becomes relevant. Say it's hidden because there's no like bar or meter that indicates it to you, but different, like running actually consumes stamina. If you run enough, your character will like get tired. I don't know if it'll happen to Augustus because this is literally the tutorial character, like one of the tutorial characters. We haven't like learned how to do anything yet. No, there you go. He's tired now. As you can see, he's kind of like slumped over. Different characters have different amounts of stamina. I suppose that Augustus, being a soldier, has quite high stamina. Now, stamina doesn't just affect your running speed, it also affects how well you can attack like that. Attacking also eats up stamina. At least melee attacking does. A ladder leads into the dank heart of the labyrinth. Whenever I hear the word dank now, I just think about like weed rather than its actual meaning, which is to mean like moist. Danger lurks beneath, yet Pius's courageous resolve does not buckle. Yes, Pius should climb down the ladder. He does look mildly surprised, but he's still pretty stalwart in the face of walking corpses. So life hack, cut off their heads. Pretty simple. Strange granite block lies on the floor. So that is something that's like kinda, I don't know, I kinda want to say sad about the game, is that once you really understand the mechanics, this is fucking easy. Like, cut off their heads. I don't even need to kill them. Like, you can kill them if you want, but what's the point of that? It's a waste of time. And like, theoretically, there's like, it depends on what kind of zombies you get, but not really. Maybe if they walked around randomly, they might be more of a threat. But because they basically die in one hit, they're kind of worthless. Like, look at that. Like, you're not gonna get hit by those, like, random flailings. Unless you're a loser. can't seem to target this guy. There we go. This wall is prominently decorated with a strange line symbol carved into the granite. Cut into the wall is a square hole lined with scratches as though something has been removed from it. Oh, well, let's see. Let's also check this. This is a sharp-edged block of granite etched on one side with a curious line design colored a ghostly blue. Well, let's use it. Very ghostly. Okay, inscriptions aren't different. Colored blood red. Very bloody. Insipid green. That means like hateful. Or worthy of hate. Very insipid. Oh, filled with purple and tainted by black shadow. That's kind of interesting. That's like, it doesn't fit the pattern of the others, which makes sense, but I guess I never noticed that. It's even I, who have played this game many times, learning new things. Now, as I said, this, well, never mind. I'll mention it later because it's gonna come up soon anyway. That's my name. Don't wear it out. Pious, you must prove your worth by destroying this statue. I hate this statue. It must die. This is just to teach you how to target body parts. In addition to, like, you can do, like, combos. You do more combos if, like, there's actually an enemy. Or, like, you do more moves if there's actually an enemy in front of you. But you can also, like, get into your battle stance and aim even if there isn't someone there. And you can do, like, overhead strikes and so on. Depending on the situation, it's actually useful information to know. At least with zombies, you know, or these zombies. Just fucking cut off their heads. It's fine. A button attached to a small pylon softly illuminates the room. A bizarre energy seems to radiate from it. Yes, push the button. You must construct additional pylons, as they say. Alright, now is the time to speak on this subject. As you can see, there's nothing here. This pedestal bears no artifact. Whether one was ever there or not, Pius cannot tell. So normally there would be something here, but because there is a Zelatoth file, it's not, because, like, that's already been chosen and played through. As I said, that was not me who did that. That was a friend of mine who had never played this game before, and I lent him the game, and he played it, and he chose Zelatoth. Probably because I told him to. Because under normal circumstances, I always pick Zelatoth, because there is a way of playing that I think makes Zelatoth the hardest of the three. Normally people consider Chiturga here, the red one, to be the hardest. A strange sculpture resembling a red-clawed worm mysteriously floats above the pedestal. Should Pius claim this artifact? No. I do not believe that Chiturga is the hardest. I would say he's the second. He's like the middle one. Ulioth, I would say, is the easiest. I can't think of any reason why you might consider Ulioth the hardest, or even hard. Like harder than Zelatoth. Like, I don't know. Like, I know why people think Zelatoth is the easiest and Chiturga is the hardest, but I don't know, my point is, I think Ulioth is the easiest, and I will explain why in detail later on. Shaped like a delicate dome, a pale blue statuette floats gracefully above the pedestal. We are going to claim this one, not because I said it was the easiest, Like, I'm not looking for something easy, but because when I first played this game, I chose Ulyaoth. So we're gonna recreate my first time playing, sort of. So beautiful.
Eons have passed since then, and I have learned much. All at once, I understood. The forces of the multiverse all made sense under the transcending power of Ulyaoth. No mountain too high, no city too far. Face me, and you shall surely perish.
Cool story, bro. Now, I think normally I would pick Chattur'gha because I find Chattur'gha's cutscenes to be really funny. But as I said, Ulyaoth was my first playthrough, so we're gonna go with him. Strangely, with the Tome of Eternal Darkness in her possession, Alex can read the page. It is a chapter page from the tome itself. Should Alex take the chapter page? Yes. It says the Binding of the Corpse God, but I exited out too fast to properly read it. Now, you probably can't hear it because I will be editing it out. But there's like a strange audio distortion that happens every now and then. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the cube in specific, like the specific cube. Maybe it's something, one of my cables. I have no idea. But it's there. It shows up for a couple seconds, then goes away like randomly. I mention it now because it just happened. But as I said, you probably can't hear it. I hope you can't. I hope to get rid of it. We're gonna examine this. A diabolic drawing of a stack of human bodies, each one cemented into place. What twisted psyche could have executed this drawing? Though disturbing, it is meticulously rendered down to the subtlest detail. The precise anatomy of fractured bones and the convolutions of spines and ribs entwine into a mesmerizing sight. See, that is a greatly worded paragraph. Very, like, dime words. Binding of the Corpse God. I don't think you need to check it. I don't think you learn anything different. This appears to be a page from the Tome of Eternal Darkness. It is entitled The Binding of the Corpse God. Yeah, read it.
I cannot say what was the true beginning, nor am I sure of its end. So perhaps here is the best place to start. I am reminded of ideas I first encountered in Sir James George Fraser's book, The Golden Bough, a study in magic and religion. We are overwhelmed
I
by a
read
very
that book
human
because of
need
this
to weave a
game.
web of meaning where there may be none. Since time immemorial, ancient peoples have dressed up their lack of knowledge as gods and demons. I have discovered that sometimes the fates of gods and mortals intertwine, and legends are born.
Thy time is done, great ancient. Forever in shadow will you be master of chaos, and to fade to nothing in obscurity will be thy fate. My master has planned many millennia for this day. It is the true chaos of all things that you now must be entombed amongst the beings of flesh and bone.
You have a great monument here, Mantarok. It is a pity that no one will ever recognize it as yours. May the darkness claim thee, crawling chaos and damned beast! No longer will thy reign be kept over the ancients you have kept imprisoned. Thou hast seen the last of this world.
Poor Mantarok. He's just an innocent
Not even
god.
these mythical fables can keep me amused. There has to be something to do around here. I only wish something that fantastic and of higher purpose could happen to me.
What does she mean by this? Like she wants to be bound in stone? A triangular design is carved into the floor. The etched grooves are filled with colored sand. These symbols appear to be related to each other, with one having precedence over the other. Very nice. Now, here is another life hack. You see this? A statue of a goddess delicately sculpted from sandstone. It casts an alert eye over everyone who enters the temple. There is a strange necklace about its neck. Should Elia take the necklace from the statue? No, she shouldn't. Because if you take the necklace from the statue, I believe it is this door closes. And instead of doing that, you can just, you know, not have the door closed. And you can just go through and go right back out and go back in, so that way you are not forced to step on that. And you can go through. This way you're doing things like kind of out of order. I'm not entirely sure if there's like a real benefit to doing so, though. When located by creatures, a sanity loss occurs, causing a decrease in the level of the sanity meter and the character to pulse green. Beware, sanity loss affects perception and eventually health. And this is why I say that Xelatoth can be the hardest. So, each of the enemies of the different, you know, gods that you can pick, they have like different properties and abilities, and green zombies, you know, Xelatoth zombies, have a much easier time dealing sanity damage. They if they look at you, they deal more sanity damage. If you cut off their heads, they leave behind, well, this happens with their limbs too, they leave behind like ghost limbs and heads, so they can still see you and they can still do sanity damage to you. And as it says, if you run out of sanity, you start losing health. So what I would do is I'd always pick Xelatoth and then never heal sanity. This allows the game to be much harder because like everything's doing extra health pretty quickly, and also you get to see all the sanity effects, which is one of the things this game is known for. So even though I'm playing, yes, I understand, I just explained that. Even though I'm playing not Xelatoth, I'm still not going to heal sanity. Normally you heal sanity by finishing him. I guess I'll do it just to show. Performing a finishing move on a creature recovers sanity. Yeah. So as I said, normally I don't even fucking do that. The design on the wall appears to depict time of day. A time of the day. Perhaps the candles do too. Okay. Engraved on the floor is a striking design featuring a starry sky filling the heavens. So yeah, that's why I pick Xelatoth usually. But as I said, I'm still not going to heal sanity because I want to show off the sanity effects. And this game's fucking easy, if, like I said, if you know how to deal with it, which I do, so whatever. Now, as you saw, when I cut off its head, it like immediately downed. It's because Xelatoth enemies usually have like the lowest health of anything, and that is why Xelatoth is usually considered the weakest of the zombies. Also, they died in one hit to torches, but you know, just let them get back up and it's fine. Engraved on the floor is a striking design featuring the sun rising above the edge of the world. This is like, you know, helping you learn how to solve the puzzles. If you're extremely stupid, you can look at these things and be like, wow, the design on the wall appears to depict a time of the day. Perhaps the candles do too. And then when you get to the next room, you know what to do, although I feel it's blatantly obvious either way. So if you want now, you can pick up the this thing. Pretty sure it's fine now. Because as I said, now that door is going to close, but we've already been through it. So it's fine. So normally you would go through here first. It's like pretty much identical. You get to see like something else, or like something to prime you for the puzzle ahead, except it's sunset instead of sunrise. You still get like a little scene that would tell you don't step on these traps. I'm mildly surprised those zombies didn't stand up. And this is where it would have otherwise told you like how enemies work or how sanity works. Now we can also see why Chaturga is usually considered the hardest, because they hit harder. You can like see actually by animation he hits harder. I'm like having a hard time. And he did down. See, you can cut off all their limbs and he's still standing. Also, as you can see, they regenerate. That is something that no other zombies do. A bronze necklace sits atop an ancient clay urn. So as you see, normally you would come in through here and get this necklace, go back, put it on a statue, and then come in through the other way. But we didn't have to do that because I told you an epic life hack. Your life is now better now. Said now twice. I have successfully robbed this grave as I now escape with both necklaces. Because I can't even go back now. Jesus Christ. No fucking wonder, man. I know that, like, in some sense, it's like not... It's like deliberately making things harder on yourself to say that, oh, Xelatoth is harder if you, like, be retarded. Like, I could just, like, never down these guys and they'd keep coming up and that would be harder, but... I don't know, they don't do damage by looking at me like Xelatoth zombies do. Or would if you never heal, Man, I fucking suck. There's one thing to note is that if you get hit by the thing, it stops going. A small pedestal covered with decorative etchings stands before the wall. The blowgun upon it must have some special significance for it to be the focal point of this display. Sure, take the blowgun. I forgot to look at the descriptions of these things. I'll do that once we get through here.
A secret passage in the temple.
And now we see our first Ulyaoth zombies, and we'll get to see what makes them so, like, kind of annoying, actually. Makes this sequence, like, difficult. You see, once you get this blowgun, it fucking sucks. It just poisons these guys. All you can do is do this. Oh god. So Ulyaoth zombies, they do this thing where they start singing. And they'll synergize between each other. And then they explode. And that explosion, like, will fucking kill you. So, best not get involved. Fragments of a shattered short sword lie upon the floor. Now, the reason we wanted to do that because those zombies were going after this guy, so we can talk to him. The guard is grateful for Elia saving his life. In return, he offers to repair Elia's broken weapon as a gesture of thanks. Yes. This item has been repaired. If you didn't do anything, those zombies would kill this guy and you couldn't repair your sword. Let's check it. A short sword with a wooden grip, light and durable. A small curve running from the handle makes it better for hacking rather than stabbing. I feel like this is the laziest item description in the whole game because it just is a Jesus Christ. A short sword rather than like whatever cultural weapon this would be. I don't actually know. An ancient weapon, the blowgun propels a poisoned dart at an enemy, causing death within several seconds. Let's check this. A well-crafted bronze necklace resplendent with glowing gems. Ah, it is resplendent. What about this one? A strange necklace fashioned from a dark, ancient stone and engraved with weird designs. It can be used to cast a healing spell when Elia is standing still. Let's use it, actually. Cool. Now, I guess there's like no other context in which I could show this clearly, but if you kill, or like if you see a human die, your sanity like fucking plummets. And because there's no way to recover from poison if I shot this guy with a dart, even though he wouldn't die instantly, my sanity would instantly plummet. I'm like tempted to do it, but also he's just an innocent guy who just helped me, you know? He's just a innocent man. He's just a normal man. He didn't do anything to me other than help me, so I'm gonna keep him alive. But keep that in mind for the future. You see anybody die for any reason at all, whether you kill them or not, your sanity just drops like a rock. Like, it pretty much bottoms out. If you wonder why the screen is like at a slight Dutch angle and is rattling, it's because I'm like ever so slightly insane. I need to like equip this. Like, why am I using this shitty blowgun? Ever so slightly insane. I mean, I'm like half insane. Let's kill these guys. We don't want them in our lives. They don't help us at all. This mural depicts a skeletal demon befriending the ancient Khmer people by denouncing one of their fertility gods. How does that befriend the people? Like, oh, beloved demon, thank you for denouncing our fertility god. Like, even if our fertility god looks like that, like, first of all, it doesn't look like that. The demon looks like that. Like, that is pious. But, the fertility god, even though it's not really a fertility god, does not look like this. It's got like elements of an elephant in here. I was trying to make a portmanteau of that, but they're so similar already, you know. Let's examine this. There is a hole in the device, as though something can be inserted, perhaps a key or a lever. Perhaps. Now, even though I've played this game 100 million times, I still maintain my absolutely awful sense of direction, so I am not entirely clear if I'm going the correct way. I might be going exactly where I just came from, although I do not think so. Oh dear. We'll find out in a second. Okay, let's go this way. As you see, zombies of different colors do not like each other. Oh no, but it also set off the singing. Let's just get out of the way. Let's let them blow up. No, blow up that green one. There you go. If I was in the blast radius, I would be fucking dead. Now, if you're wondering what that chanting is, it is because I'm here and also insane. Like the background noise, the background music, the track changes once you become insane. That is one of the details that changes. This mural depicts one of the ancient Khmer deities being tortured and killed by a skeletal demon. How friendly of the skeletal demon to torture and kill our fertility god. This looks more accurate to what the fertility god looks like. I don't know why that's so good. I wouldn't commemorate this. If it were me. Is this the correct way? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that this is the correct way. Yes, this is the way. I just wanted to see if it said anything, but it doesn't.
Stop. Don't go near it.
So, you are reduced to feeding on flesh and bone, Mantarok. How the mighty have fallen. You will surely fester for millennia to come. A slow and torturous fate for thee. You had best leave, young fool, or you will find yourself as food for the dead god.
You wouldn't have to tell me twice.
You are one of the chosen many, flesh and blood. It is now your destiny to fight the eternal darkness. I give you a gift in return for an obligation. The gift is your life, sweet dancer. The obligation is this. You hold one of Mantarok's hearts, the essence of a corpse god. To some, it is a source of great power. From those people, you must defend it, lest they use it to destroy what little brightness your world has left in it. Guard it well.
If for some reason you had no health, that would heal you. You know, just FYI. A metal staff is held in the arms by the arms of the statue. Let's pick it up. And my sanity's healed. I guess that demonstrates it. This game was in development for quite a long time. It was originally developed as an N64 game, and lots of content has been cut. Supposedly, you know, legend has it that that guy who shoved the heart into Ilya's chest was a cut character. Basically the equivalent, like the Jesus Christ, the Mantarok equivalent of what Pius is currently to Ulyaoth. Let's examine this. A statue of a human female bears witness to the monstrosity that fills the room. The porous stone of its body is covered with the effluvial grime that Mantarok has secreted over the years. It looks like Mantarok has had a lot of fun with that statue. That's what that sounds like to me. Does this say anything different? Oh, it just lets me look around. I no longer wish to live in this world. I wouldn't do that if it were me. You can see Ilya. She can't even run like 2 feet. If it were me, I definitely would not jump into the mouth of that horrific monster. That's just me, though. Strange that these take 2 hits to decapitate. I would guess it's because they sing. If you cut off their head, they can't sing, you know. What's my health look like? Looks like it's full. Gotta be very careful. Try to avoid as many of these traps as you can. That was bullshit. So I hit the traps and then deactivated them because I got hit by them. Then the fucking zombies in front hit the traps again, and then I got hit by them again. At least the zombies also can get hit by the traps. See, that's pretty cool. Man, I just fucking hit every single one of these things. At least I'm insane again. I already forgot which direction I came in. I think I came in through here. So even though all zombies will eat your health once you've run out of insanity or sanity, Zealotov zombies do a lot. I think like killing this guy would kill me because of how bad, like how much damage they do. I went too far. I'm not in the right place. I missed a step. I think it's like this room. I just like didn't do. Yeah. There we go. Safe. Let's check this metal staff. The large piece of metal looks to be a lever of some kind. Ah, then in our mind's eye, we could remember about this slot. You might be thinking, oh, that's a lot of backtracking. The characters will sometimes involuntarily mutter. Oh, I'm getting small. That's fine.
This can't be happening!
That was our first sanity effect for this playthrough. As you saw, Elia got really tiny. Oh dear, I am fucking dying. Let's heal some more. I said, let's heal some more. Heal. There we go. Let me just get hit by every swinging blade in the game. These guys are still headless. So as you saw with the going small part, she can't run anymore. When you are really low on sanity, like once the background music changes, that's when random sanity effects happen. They're not entirely random. Only some characters can get some sanity effects. Sometimes they're like dependent on what place you are or what chapter you're in. There's a lot of them. There's like zero way we can see all of them in one playthrough.
Fool! You should have run. Instead, you will die. Where is the essence of Mantarok? Where is it? I will not ask again, child. Very well, then. You will succumb to the horrors of oblivion.
I wonder, like, the idea is that she didn't tell him, but, like, did she even know? She doesn't know what's going on. She just had a thing shoved upon her. Now that we have understood this, we can do it. A small shrine of candles. Their placement appears to be very deliberate, corresponding to the etching on the table and an illustration upon the wall. Some of the candles have been lit. Ah, we see. It's just like in our reading, just like in my mangas. I should have said mangas, that would have been funnier. With the correct sequence of candles being lit, a hidden panel opens. There is a message tube inside. Now, because there were supposedly books in this drawer, it would have been very, very clear that there were, in fact, no books in this, like, little table. So that's kind of funny. Like, any normal person would be like, there's clearly a hidden compartment in here. Like, that is not... There are no books. It's not deep enough for books. The books didn't, like, go down. It was all fake. It was like a veneer. An antique leather-bound message tube, the kind used to transport sealed message scrolls. It appears to be unopened. There might be something inside. It's probably a message. Suspicions of conspiracy.
Thy presence is long missed, my liege.
The universe is a yawning chasm, filled with emptiness and the puerile meanderings of sentience. Why should you deserve special consideration within it, Augustus, above all else?
I am your servant, my lord. As always, that and nothing more.
Yes, that and nothing more. What revelations do you bring me?
My meditations reveal a flaw in our plan.
Our plan, Augustus? Mantarok is a shadow ebbing in the light of our glory. It and the others are slow, weak, bound by the realm of the universe. Unable to unite to fight a common foe, they will fall one by one. Unfortunately, this is beyond your understanding. The binding of Mantarok will seal their fate as its power over us is diminished. Such an irony that the Keeper itself be imprisoned within the walls of its own magic.
But what of its essence? Is that not the core of its remaining power?
Upon my seeping into the corporeal world, I will be the dominant over all, Mantarok included. Your worries are unfounded. You must turn your attention to Charlemagne the Frank. His continued presence within the world is far more serious to our cause.
As you wish, Master. He will be dead before the week is out.
After the chapter page is removed, the message tube is no longer needed. Alex discards it. I love in survival horror games, characters like really know, like they'll like walk past weapons or things that could be weapons, and then they're like, a paper clip and a stick of gum. I should keep this, and they put it in their inventory. And so like Alex just knows, oh, I don't need this message tube anymore. I guess I'll throw it away. Also, the first line, I guess you could say the second line, it was the second line in that cutscene. The universe is a yawning chasm filled with emptiness and the puerile meandering of sentience. That line is like seared into my brain because it's so comically over the top. You know, I normally say that Chattur'gha's like the funniest one because in contrast to Ulyaoth, who is like very condescending, you know, he's like, you will never understand this very basic plan. Like, you can't comprehend it. Chattur'gha, on the other hand, is like, I don't know what's happening, and it's Pius who's like explaining everything to him. The general plot of the game stays the same between which ones you pick. It's just like those cutscenes are different, and the interactions between Pius and his chosen ancient, I think they're actually called, is different. And Chattur'gha's pretty funny, but so is Ulyaoth because he's so pretentious. We don't need to check it. We already checked it. They're all the same except the title difference.
From my research, it is apparent that the endeavors of mankind are mere puppetry at the hands of the ancients. Whenever a king vows reform, the ancients move quickly to stifle it. Under the auspices of Emperor Charlemagne the Frank, the new Holy Roman Empire was at the height of its power.
Hanc mit ad dominum et imperatorum nostrum, carolum magnum francum.
Deliver this to our Lord and Emperor Charlemagne the Frank. No one but him must see it. They are words for his eyes only. At once.
As a good and loyal subject, I shall spy on the Emperor. That's what you get. Betraying the Emperor.
What sorcery is this? A spell? I am bewitched. If this was meant for Charlemagne, then what will become of him? I have to warn him of this treachery.
I'm not 100% sure that they had churches this ornate back in like the 800s. After Anthony briefly describes his mission, the monk informs him that Charlemagne was last seen in audience with the bishop in the visiting chamber. Thank you. Anthony's presence is questioned by the monks, feeling that he has trespassed upon sacred ground. It's a church. Everyone can go to a church. The monk seems rather subdued, perhaps out of respect or perhaps out of fear. The fear of God. Visibly disturbed with grief and despair, the monk sobs pitifully. He recounts that this is not the only death to have occurred recently and wonders if perhaps the order is being punished for wavering in faith. I guess I can't talk to you. I can talk to you. The monk cordially greets Anthony, however, he brings grave news of the loss of one of his order who fell from the tower to his death. His tone is guarded, leaving Anthony wondering if indeed this is the truth. A funeral casket made from unfinished wood. It is not properly sealed and could probably be opened. Should Anthony open the casket? Sure, desecrating the dead is a staple of Christianity.
Oh my God, what has happened? This devil's work. We should get out of here.
You have proven what we have feared the most. This poor man has been the victim of great evil. Look how his body has been defiled, as if something has burst out from inside him. Here, take this for your protection. And find the bishop. He must be informed of this horrible discovery.
Anthony has acquired a Scramasax. I think this is the only game in the world where they ever mention a Scramasax. You know, they're like weapons YouTube channels, and I believe I once heard of a Scramasax being mentioned, and they're like, here's this little known sword, and I'm like, I know of the Scramasax because I played this game. This Franken-Saxon weapon relies on a hefty blade to deliver deadly cutting and slashing attacks. It does not have a handguard, as it was designed for offensive rather than defensive fighting. Message scrolls like this were often used to transfer messages securely. This one has a strange diagram on it consisting of a pentagonal shape with strange letters on each corner. When Anthony had opened the scroll, something strange happened. That something had been intended for the Emperor Charlemagne. Suspecting a plot against the Emperor, Anthony pledged that he would warn Charlemagne at all costs. This isn't written that well because it says, like, the word strange 3 times in quick succession. If you are a writer or an aspiring writer, you generally want to avoid using the same descriptive word, like, repeatedly like that. I just wanted to go upstairs. And yet I am met by this. The screaming floor. Let's examine. Cradled in what appears to be a leathery hand lies a mysterious book. It is bound in human skin and intricately decorated with shrunken bones. It beckons and yearns to be possessed. Should Anthony claim the Tome of Eternal Darkness? Yes, he should. We never actually went upstairs. I'm so beautiful. It's funny, like, when I first played this game, that actually confused me. I reappeared here, right? So I thought, oh, I went upstairs and got the book, and then I got kicked out of the room. So I, went back downstairs and looked everywhere on where to go next. And took me a while to try the stairs again to realize, oh, that was some kind of, like, teleportation. I don't fucking know. A blue urn rests upon the shelf. I don't know why it sounds like clattering money. A mysterious gold medallion rests upon the desk. Anthony has acquired a circle of power. Okay, I'm not going to read all this shit. I'm just gonna explain. This game has a magic system. A very cool magic system, actually. I can't do anything with it right now because I don't have the gear, but I will in due time. A bewildering array of books and tomes sorted neatly on a set of shelves, mostly books of a religious nature. They sit beneath the skein of dust as if no one has touched them. Amongst the tomes and manuscripts, a book brings attention to itself, oddly pristine on the dusty shelf. It doesn't quite belong. It's like in old animations, you know, where you could see the object that's painted on a cell is different from the background. That's what Anthony noticed. So you need those to do magic. Those are runes. I don't know why it's throwing Zelototh zombies at me. Wait, why do I have... Oh. I unequipped it for some reason. Probably not a general good idea to punch out zombies. Doesn't work very well. Okay, so that's one reason why it's good that even in cases where there's nothing, where you can't, like, aim at something, because in a narrow hall like this, your weapon will hit the wall before it'll hit the enemy. See, even with an arm, he can still attack you psychically. Here's another case where you definitely want to save this guy. He's safe. Although he doesn't know it until these guys are down. Grateful for his life, the monk tells Anthony what happened. He was carrying a sacred urn from the baptismal font when he was confronted by the bishop, who was brandishing a large blade and whose eyes burned with an evil fire. Frightened, the monk dropped the urn out of shock and ran. Returning to retrieve the urn, he found only the sword the bishop had left behind. With thanks, he gives the bishop's sword to Anthony. Now this is the second best melee weapon of the game, so you definitely want to save that guy. If you don't save that guy, the zombies kill him, and then you don't get this sword. A heavy single-handed sword with two cutting edges. It is commonly known as a bastard sword, or hand-and-a-half sword for the length of the hilt, which can fit in one hand with the other for support. I'm not entirely sure if that's historically accurate, like if they had these swords back then, but maybe they did. It's 815, I think, somewhere around there. I don't remember. The area is dark and it is difficult to make out any detail. Perhaps if Anthony had a light source. Yeah, idiot. Anthony has acquired a piece of a broken green urn. Mix. So, you can check it. This appears to be 1/3 of a broken urn. I'm glad it tells you, actually. Anthony has assembled 2/3 of a broken urn. There you go. Pretty good. Now, as we saw in that cutscene, a carved stone tablet lies on the stone floor. We're not gonna deal with that right now. As you can see from the cutscene, Mantarok zombies and Zelatov zombies both die in one hit from fire. Anthony has found a magical rune. I get more beautiful by the second. I look like a fucking dark elf from Elder Scrolls. A slab of etched stone sits on the pedestal. I'm just let him sing. He'll deal with it. There you go. I'm mildly surprised at that, the fuck? That was strange. Mildly surprised that he didn't kill him in one hit. I guess it's because it's only one. They, like, exponentially get more damaging the more Uliov zombies sing at once. As you can see, this is a filled urn, and this is not a filled urn. So let's examine this. This is my second favorite description in the whole game. A disturbing rendition of a monstrous devil. It is contorted into what appears to be a fountain. What sickly liquid is this draining into the pool, trickling from a scum-encrusted spout? It's so good. Let's use. I cannot use that right now, because I can use this. While fumbling around, the urn slips from Anthony's stiff fingers, dashing itself into the fragments as it hits the floor. But I also found a magical urn. Let me actually check. Oh, okay, so yeah. So now I can explain spells. It's going to, like, yell at me when I actually get the codex as you See, you got your runes here. When you get those codexes, it'll actually label them. Otherwise, they look like this. They're just question marks. Spells. There, I see I have nothing in my spell list, but even if you do not have anything in the spell list, you can use spells by like experimenting with rune combinations, which is pretty cool. And as you see, it is labeled spell 1 because I don't actually have the spell for it, but it still works. You can still use it, as I will demonstrate because I know what the spell does. The item has been repaired. Blah blah blah. I have a magic meter. That's all it's saying. This is in fact the same spell that guy that we saved in the last chapter used to repair our sword, although he was using a different alignment rune. As you see here, these are the alignment runes. They're different from these. Every spell needs at least one, or only one alignment rune, and all we have is Cthulhu. There's one for each. Well, technically there's not, but there's one for each of the main ancients. We have Cthulhu right now. The order in which you get them is different. Like, the order in which you get these runes is the same, but the order in which you get the alignment runes is different depending on which of the ancients you pick at the beginning when you're pious. Oh, I just repaired those. I didn't actually fill them. I need to do that. Yeah. Actually, let me see. Does it say anything? This urn has been glazed with a deep red shellac, giving it the sheen of a bloody heart recently torn from its host body. It has a strange sigil on its side. It is filled with a foul-smelling fluid. How about this one? This urn has been glazed with an iridescent green shellac, making it shine with disturbing alien light. Rich cobalt blue shellac, instilling it with an otherworldly spectral character. So even though, like, they could have been lazy, they could have given these, like, the same descriptions, except, like, change the color, but there actually are different adjectives. There's, like, a little bit of effort there. It's pretty good. Dunking the urn into the foul-smelling fountain, it becomes filled to the brim with rank fluid. It is a lot heavier now and rife with fetor. You didn't know fetor means rot. So you just imagine, you know, imagine the smell. Actually, it somewhat looks like Anthony is holding his nose. But let's see if he just, no, he just looks like that. This is what he does. You know, some people have resting bitch face. He has like what would you even call it? Resting stink face. That makes it seem like his face is what stinks. So, you know, if you try to do this, you can't even fucking hit them. You gotta do that. As I said, second best melee weapon in the game. Now that we have the codex, our rune is labeled. An iron plate in the floor is carved with 3 curious circles. Dried splashes have marred its pockmarked and worn surface. I understand you're insane. It's okay, Anthony. Amongst the books on the table rests an ancient scroll of what appears to be paper. Anthony has acquired the enchant item spell scroll. So blah 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 blah. I think it's gonna make me cast a quick spell. It's gonna make me like go through this rigmarole, which I never use normally. There you go. I did it. The reason I never use it is because well, actually I'll bring it up later when it happens. So we have already done what we're supposed to do to solve this puzzle. Although the urn appears to sit correctly in place on the pressure plate, it does not appear to be heavy enough to depress it. So normally you would try to, you don't need just 2. If I, like, walk off it, it does that. Normally, you would attempt to use these things and it wouldn't be heavy enough, so you'd have to, like, realize, oh, I need, like, more and then you'd break the blue urn here and get the rune, and then you'd be like, oh, I gotta repair them, and then you'd realize, oh, they need to be full of disgusting rot fluid, and then you'd go back and fill them. But I already did all that because I am smrat. S-M-R-A-T. It's open door. This looks like a pious and holy man.
You have come to return my book. Very well then. For your efforts, I promise a quick and merciful death.
What if he just said, like, no, I just want to join you guys? I don't know if you could count this as a boss. There we go. The bishop's key has been acquired. A shrine to a god that speaks of an ancient evil that graced the earth before mankind walked its valleys. But Anthony can tell just by looking at the shrine. It's not like a new god. He didn't say like, from a novel god that recently arrived or something. He just knows it's an ancient god. Now for clever tutorial purposes. Oh shit. I guess it's not this hallway, never mind. Forget I said anything. Or I could pivot to this instead. For tutorial purposes. You know, the previous two, I guess Pius didn't technically, but his chapter was so easy, like it didn't matter. Oh, there's too many things happening. I'm doing too many stuff. I was going to say originally, for tutorial purposes, this fucking thing is very narrowly placed. Because it, like, demands that you get hit by it. There's, like, I don't think any way to sneak past this thing, because it wants you to understand the trapper dimension. That thing is called a trapper, and it does this. This is all it does. It takes you here. The trapper dimension sprawls in every direction. Whilst in this place, magic cannot be cast and humans are subjected to odd phenomena. The portals cycle from color to color as time progresses, and only the quick will escape. Now the purpose of this place is actually to heal you. If you ever are like dying, you can like find a trapper, or there will be a trapper. You can come here and like go to one of these places, and it'll take you here. And if you so chose, you could go there and heal your sanity, or your health if you pick the red one, or your mana, your magic if you pick the blue one. I'm not healing my sanity, nor am I going to bother healing my health. Because the other thing I was going to say is for tutorial purposes, like the previous two had items that could heal you. Or I guess I could say the previous one, like Ilia's had a magic necklace. Trappers have no eyes, but can sense sound very well. If Anthony can sneak past them, they won't be trouble. Yeah, I got it. Anthony doesn't have anything to heal you. You can die, but actually Anthony can't for tutorial purposes. If Anthony were to die, like if I were to die here, he would just come back up and have full health. It has to do with his curse. He is cursed to live, I guess. Live as a zombie. The monk ambles around nervously as if half expecting the demonic bishop to return at any moment. We look just as scary as that guy did. Like, he should be afraid of us now as well. We're like this like horrific monster carrying a sword. We're like more threatening than the bishop was. Especially now, like holy shit. I like wonder. I'm just gonna test. No, he's totally fine with us looking like this. As long as you're not the bishop. Get out of my way, peasants. I'm allowing you to hit me because it doesn't actually matter. Oh no. Fuckers. My running speed has been severely nerfed because I'm a zombie. It is unlikely I'll be able to demonstrate dying as Anthony because I'm just too good. Now these guys, oh. That wasn't real. That wasn't real. It wasn't really happening. Oh, maybe I will die. These guys, the trick is, you know what? I'll let them kill me. There you go. That's what happens if you die as Anthony. Anyway, these guys, the way you kill them is to cut off their heads. Zealotov ones are slightly more difficult because they don't have heads, they have eyes. Although they, like, function the same. I don't know if, like, theoretically they're different. What happens to those churchgoers, those monks that were here before? Are those these guys? This is like a Silent Hill situation where I'm killing innocents, but I'm just crazy. Is this guy still here? Peering inside the casket, Anthony sees the body of a monk. His raiment is that of his order, stained with blood that he has seeped from many grievous wounds. It is a truly disturbing sight. Delicious. Okay, let's go. There we go. God. Muffled voices emanate from inside the bishop's visiting chamber. However, the door is locked, and Anthony will need the bishop's key to enter and gain an audience with Charlemagne. Well, luckily, I have the bishop's key. This is a gold, gem-encrusted bishop's key. Its form echoes the likeness of a bishop's scepter. This is the key to the bishop's room. Interesting.
Trying to save him, Anthony. His fate was decided many centuries ago, as is the fate of this world. Despite your faith, there is little to save you from the power of Ulya.
Cool. That's an accurate representation, like an accurate depiction of what happened to Charlemagne in real life. If you didn't know, the Holy Roman Empire was real. Charlemagne the Frank was real. Although I think mostly he's called Charlemagne the Great. I always call him Charlemagne the Frank because of this game. Hello? One time, a long time ago, I had a report. It was an odd one to do in world history class, or in a world history class. We were tasked with reading a fiction book, like historical fiction, and then writing about the real historical, like, details or events that were in the book. And instead of doing a book, I did this game, and then wrote about all the historical periods. And I think I got a B on it, which was fine. A serene painting of a luscious mountain valley, delicately rendered in oils. Time has taken its toll on the surface, which is soiled with dirt and scratches. It's too bad, it's a good painting. Looks like that, what's it called? That something river school. No, I didn't actually mean to, like, find the correct door, like, immediately. I'm just looking at it, I can't actually interact with it. Okay. Clearly this is here. A chapter page has been hastily stashed behind the frame of the painting. The gift of forever.
Dreams. Modern psychology offers only unproven theories. Some see them as the meaningless tossing and turning of a brain settling into a restful sleep. Others see them as laden with symbols of our unconscious desires. To still others, dreams represent the upwelling of the archetypes, normally hidden deep within the recesses of the human collective unconscious. Of one thing I am certain. After a brush with the ancients, our dreams metamorphosize into nightmares.
I have implored you for years, yet you ignore all my advances. You dominate my dreams, and I can think of nothing else. I fear I desire you many 100 times more than you love me.
What a simp.
My life has become a waking dream, Karim. For weeks, I have dreamed of an ancient treasure, so precious that it changes all life around it. It must be mine, Karim. If you truly desire me, as you say, then you will find this for me. Bring this treasure to me, and I will be yours. Both of our dreams will come true.
I need nothing more than you. You have enthralled me to the point where I can think of nothing else. Promise, if I leave, you will not forget about me.
You need not worry. I desire nothing more than the treasure that you seek. Leave now, Karim, and I shall await you.
Get out of my sight, Karim. Man's corpse lies fallen. Wounds cover the exposed flesh of his body, where his armor has failed. Okay. I'm sure he's not gonna come back up. Here's something that's weird. So there's these statues, right? Here's Ilya. Here's Pius Augustus, although his top is broken. Probably because he's a traitor in some strange sense. Here's Anthony. Anthony is a good, like, what was it? I don't even remember, like 400, 300 years after this guy? But it's implied in this that Karim just read about what happened to Anthony. But how can that be possible? I guess it's truly the magic of eternal darkness. Let's look at these. A chakram was a favorite throwing weapon through Central Asia in medieval times. A balanced ring of metal, sometimes beautifully decorated. It would be hurled at an attacker. Heavy chakrams could sever limbs or heads, however they were not designed to be returned to the thrower. That'd be terrible if these things returned to the thrower. The tulwar is a curved blade with a heavy chopping edge. Most tulwars had a circular hilt and pommel, making them easy to recognize. Cool. And Karim, because if he dies, he'll die for real, has a talisman to heal himself, but he only has 5 charges, as opposed to Ilya had 10, I believe. Speaking of, probably, well, I guess I can't save because there's enemies nearby. I don't know what it says though. The darkness is coming. It is not safe to save right now. Can't save because the darkness is coming. What about now? No. Darkness is still coming. A statuette vaguely resembling a man stands atop a low pedestal. vast darkness. The darkness only stops coming when I finish these guys, so I'm like really not doing a great job. They'll finish on their own. Like, you only have a limited amount of time to finish these guys. I don't think, in general, blue zombies get back up. Like, green ones will, and red ones will. I don't think blue ones will. Yeah, these guys just, like, decided to fuck off back to their home planet. Now I should be able to save. I still can't save. Why can't I save? Like, does this guy count as an enemy? He's not doing anything. He's just there. He's cool. Well, whatever. We'll get the ability to save at some point, I hope. Wait a second. Oh, okay. I'm down.
This isn't really happening.
I see. What was the crazy insane thing that happened there? It seems like literally nothing. That's strange. A statuette. Yeah, we already read this. Julioff. No thank you. Bye. And now the music's changed. I am completely insane. Can I save now? Yes. The reason there was that save there was because I've actually recorded this beforehand. However, I did not have my settings correct, so I recorded an extremely dark and horrible mess. So, I had to redo it, but it's fine. You wouldn't have even noticed, would you? Let's check. Seems particularly heavy for its size. No, thank you. It's a good thing that it has these things. Oh, I didn't read it. I'm sure you can go back and like pause, or maybe I'll get another chance. I don't remember. I don't think I will, actually. Oh, he doesn't have anything to say about it. Lying in a pool of cold blood is a dead soldier. He is the victim of an unseen battle. Perhaps this man died from the claws of the monsters of this place. It is difficult to tell. Why do you have something to say about this guy but not that guy? I can understand this guy because he's got a sword. The man lies dead, anointed in blood from the ravages of a Tulwar sword. The wounds, deep and numerous, seep fresh blood, precise yet powerful. The result of a man's actions, not a monster's. Should Karim retrieve the Tulwar? Yes. Now I got two. Does this, like, change, actually? Karim could now fight Florentine with a Tulwar in each hand. I wonder if that was, like, a term this early. Florentine sounds very Renaissance. Oh shit, this is gonna hurt. Oh, it didn't hurt that bad. So those guys are called Bone Thieves. One of the other reasons Zelatoth is harder is you can kill Bone Thieves by, like, cutting off their heads, like they just instantly die. But Zelatoth Bone Thieves have no heads. They just have like hovering lights. where their head should be. Another dead man. Who were these men whose corpses litter the dungeon? Unwary soldiers who stumbled inside, or grave robbers looking to plunder it? A crumbled scroll lies under the dead man's curled fingers. Recover. That's a great spell. There's like fake flies crawling over my screen. This was much more convincing on a like a old CRT. You know, back in the ancient days, we used to have these giant boxes. They were very heavy, and that's how we watched our televisions. We didn't have flat panels. We didn't have high definition. Everything was in 480i, unless it was a video game of an earlier era in which it was in 240p. But I will not regale you with how old video signals worked. I'm like mildly worried that thing's gonna... It's okay, it didn't take my mana or my charge, thank God. As I was saying, I want to heal to... Oh, fuck. I want to heal because I'm mildly worried that thing's gonna kill me. I was gonna save, but it's... The darkness is coming, I can't save. I have to, like, just kill this thing. These things hit really hard. Luckily it has, like, a little bit of a... There's a little bit of a knockback for it when you cut off one of its heads. There we go. Santac. What runes do I have? I have whatever this is. Let's see if I can heal myself. There we go. That's the recover spell. I now no longer need to rely on that stupid medallion. So, as said previously... Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, as said previously, the alignment runes are different based on which of the ancients you pick at the beginning. And the different alignment runes heal different things. And as I have just now healed... I just now healed myself because I have the Chaturga alignment rune.
My dear Alex, I will always be at your side. There are times when insanity takes hold, and nothing seems right. During those times, I will help you. Fear not, for I will keep the darkness away.
This isn't really happening.
No, it's not. But if I had a different alignment, I would have gotten a different alignment rune. And all of them are shit except for... I mean, I guess theoretically being able to heal Sanity is good. But healing magic is charted. It heals the magic you just spent to cast the spell. Healing health is obviously the best. So it's very good to benefit to choosing Ulyaoth as you get the Chaturga rune early. A large Ram Dao broadsword protrudes from a solid pedestal made of stone. It awaits its next owner. This is the best melee weapon in the game. I think it only appears here. I don't think anybody else ever gets it, which is too bad. This is a Ram Dao broadsword typified by its long, broad blade and heavy cutting edge. A formidable weapon, it enables its user to strike at many enemies at once and still keep distance. With a sweep, Kareem can knock down enemies and can cause extreme damage with an overhead attack. We'll see this extreme damage just fucking kills them in one hit. This thing actually kills everything in one hit. Even those big guys. Because it didn't kill that guy in one hit, but it depends on like the angle that you're hitting them. Anyway, Even those big guys whose names I can't remember, they, like, it cuts off all 3 heads in one swing. It's so fucking good. I guess I will go ahead and assign it. You see all the effort that took, though? And eventually it'll become clear, probably not in this video, because I'm probably going to stop after this chapter for today. But it will become clear why I tend to ignore assigning spells. I didn't even have to, like, home in on that guy. He just fucking died. You know, back in the day, my friends and I forgot what this sword was called. And so we called it the Woe Dam. And I always remember that. It's the Woe Dam. It's almost, like, it almost sounds like that. Ram Dao, Woe Dam. This might be hard if they didn't die in one hit, because then they'd sing to actually hit them for them to die, though. I'm just gonna finish him so he stops writhing on the ground. We can get this over with. There we go. I think we got one more round, I think. Yeah, we get the Ulyaoth rune, the most useless of them. I want to say, I could be wrong, I want to say that you get the Ulyaoth rune first. If, oh god. You get the Ulyaoth rune first if you are doing Xelatoth, which makes it, like, the fucking most useless. Like, another reason why it's hard to be Xelatoth. Yes, because the first rune you get is the one that you're strongest against, that Pius' deity is strongest against. So if you are Xelatoth... Never mind, I'm full of shit. Let's see. I'd have to, like, actually sit down and think about this. I picked Ulyaoth here, and I got the Chaturga rune. So yeah, if you picked Ulyaoth, or Xelatoth, you would get the Ulyaoth rune first. I'm correct. Yes, because it depends on... The first rune you get is the one weak to what Pius chose. Yes, I'm correct. I don't know why that confused me so much. The aged ceiling has collapsed, creating an impassable pile of rubble that blocks the doorway. This doorway was where Pius Augustus went through on his trek through these ruins. These guys are still here. They're having fun. This looks like it should burn down or like be a door. But it's not, apparently. A metallic plaque? Yeah, a metallic plaque replaces the lock. A colored sigil is engraved in the metal above a wide slot. The slot appears to be wide enough to insert a large blade. Indeed. So this is what we do. Spell lists, enchant item. And we pick the Ulyaoth rune, put it on our Ram Dao, put it on our Woe Dam, and the item is now enchanted. It can do more than just repair things that are broken, which is good, because otherwise it would be specific to only puzzles. But now it has like a combat use, because this increases the amount of damage you do, or possibly decreases it. Like, Ulyaoth's strong against Chaturga, so it's doing extra damage to these guys. Not that the Woe Dam needs the extra damage, but whatever. Let's actually heal. Good thing these trappers can't hear the horrific spells. Aw, shit. There we go. This right here is my favorite background music track. It's very ambient. A ruby effigy stands upon the pedestal centered in the room. That is an optional item. You don't do anything with it here, but I highly recommend getting it. Where you're supposed to go is here. Along the length of the corridor, the ceiling has given way and collapsed, littering the floor with debris. Should Kareem climb over the rubble? No. You just stand here and die. Of like old age. I'm curious if no. I was wondering if if it like had different descriptions. Oh my god. There we go. The red lightning for the red ones, it does extra health damage. If it's blue, it like depletes your magic, and if it's green, it not only depletes your sanity, but it inverts your controls. Another reason why Xelatoth is actually the most difficult. It's because inverted controls fucking suck. Like when you're just like regularly moving with fixed camera angles, like if this was a fighter, not a fighter, a pilot sim, I would use inverted controls, or like Ocarina of Time, where you looking around with up C button. I would use inverted controls because that's what I'm used to. Oh, let's actually just examine this. A blasphemous sculpture made from human skin and bone. A trestle of bones is cradled within this shrine, like a nightmarish bookstand beckoning to be used. So we use it. Let's use it. You are not allowed to leave that book here. It's probably a good thing. Now here's a gauntlet of enemies. Oh, my enchantment wore off. Jeez. I don't know if there's any real reason. Why the fuck? I think I accidentally moved. If you move your spells, like, decide they're not gonna do anything anymore. Or if you are forced to move, like if you get hit. So let's try that again. Yeah, I'm not sure that that's strictly necessary or useful. Everything is strong against Mantrop zombies. There's like a rock, paper, scissors thing going on. But Mantrop zombies suck. Mantrop zombies being those shitty ones that I just killed. Not the blue ones, but the others. You know, everything's color-coded for your convenience. I think it should be obvious which ones are Ulioth, Xelatoth, Chiturga, and Mantrop zombies, and other enemies. See, I might be like mildly worried about this if I didn't have the Chiturga rune. If I had the Ulioth rune and all I could heal with nothing, then that would fucking suck. Like I said, using the Ulioth rune to heal, like, only recovers the mana you literally just spent to cast the spell. It's fucking worthless. I mainly just want you gone faster so we can get through this. If he hits me with that lightning, he's gonna get rid of some of my mana anyway. I might as well use it. Yeah, see, you can, like, see it go down. At least I think you can. Yeah. It's like whenever he hits you with anything. I don't know why that took 2 hits. I guess that wasn't angled properly. I have not mastered these controls. Just die. Get out of my way. How would I think about it? I think those are called horrors. As in horror, not like horrors. Horrors are a different thing. I would not want to mess with a horror that looked like that. But I don't know, with my accent, they sound kind of the same. Horror and horror. I guess you can tell the difference. A strange sculpture resembling a red-clawed worm mysteriously floats above the pedestal. What does it say about the other ones? Nothing. Okay.
Kareem, we will be together forever.
Chandra? What happened to you?
Things change, my dear Kareem. But even though my body is ravaged, I await you.
Who did this to you?
You were gone.
You
so
did, Kareem.
Long. I gave myself to a nobleman with a jealous mistress. She had me dragged from my bed, and in cruel revenge, flensed with knives. As the last blades were drawn across my body, and my blood cooled upon the floor, she cursed that I would only be with another in death.
So much for thinking only of me. I should never have left.
I have seen my folly, and have already paid dearly. I see so much more now. In death, I know the true value of the artifact which I asked you to find. And it is not for us to possess. If we are to be together again, you must make a sacrifice. Only when that is complete will we be together.
Sacrifice? Why should I do anything for you? You lied to me. Betrayed me.
You're ruining my life,
you really
Lisa.
Don't look so good anymore.
You must
I don't remember
forget
the quote.
past. Despite who you are now,
Tearing me apart,
you will
Lisa,
also
that's
become
it.
Something more, just as I have. But the sacrifice must be made. We must remain here and guard the artifact. Dark things will come to claim it, and you must be strong to keep it from them. Without your sacrifice, the world will fall into eternal darkness.
The things I do for love.
A tale of thoughts and simps. It's a tale as old as time, really. Should be highly relatable to the TikTok generation. You know, Gen Alpha or whatever they're called now. Maybe Zoomers too. Well, I'll see you guys later. That's the end of the game. No, of course not.
Is it really happening?
That's like a scripted Sanity event. When you first play this, it's not entirely clear, but you are basically safe for like most of the game when you're Alex. There's no enemies. Although your sanity gets a little lower as you read more pages. It looks like someone's calling. Is this the Carsey Crab?
Remember me, Alex.
This
Oh, spooky.
really happening?
See, when this game, like when I first played this game, I thought that was scary. But it's not. So, you know, normally you probably would have explored. I don't know, the ambient noises can be creepy. But normally you would have, like, explored around. You probably would have seen this. Probably would have examined it. It's a narrow blade instead of a large blade. Other than that, the description's the same. So you would know... Oh, not a new spell. To enchant this. Oh. Man, I suck. And then you can just use this. For some reason, I always felt like the enchantment should go away, like it should be used up when opening this door. God, a rat. Among the pantry contents is a spice jar with a scrap of paper hidden inside. A firmly sealed glass spice jar. The faint aroma of Arabian spices is tantalizingly emanating from it. There's a piece of paper inside of it. The lurking horror. Isn't that interesting? Like, imagine there's a cook. You're like, I'm gonna make some chicken today. And you go into the pantry, and the only spice jar in the whole place that isn't a horrific PNG or like a JPEG is like full of the lurking horror.
My liege, the future is yours. The light in the age of darkness has been extinguished. The pillar of flesh has been constructed. The master of chaos, the keeper of the ancients, is long dead. The planets will be in alignment soon. All is prepared for your arrival. I will begin the final incantation that will bring you into our world within days. The next millennium will truly usher in a new age. Your guardians, now prepare the gate!
So that cutscene, no, because, let's see, so you have these cutscenes here, and some of them, as you can see up in the upper right, have different, they have like a Zelatoth and an Ulioth version. Some of them are like super mildly different. Like this, the only difference is like the lightning and light that comes out of Pius's eyes is blue in the Ulioth instead of green in Zelatoth. And others are like quite different. Like this one, where whenever Pius is actually talking to one of the ancients, it's very different. Except for that one, because like technically he's talking to an ancient, but like the ancient doesn't say anything back, so he just gives the same speech regardless. It is a missed opportunity, I think. It would have been funny if, like, as Chiturga, he had to like dumb it down a little because Chiturga is like a true retard. Anyway, we're gonna save. And that will be it. We will continue with the lurking horror next time on Eternal Darkness Z. See ya.